Tumesema, tumesikia yale yanaendelea, tunaona pamoja, tuendelee kushirikiana mambo ya usalama. Kama hakuna usalama, hakuna mambo yataendelea Kenya hii. Nilimaliza ile kazi nikatumwa Malaysia. Sasa nimerudi, nimestaafu. Mimi ni mtu ya chief, lakini nikitakikana nitatoka nafanya yote yangu. Ni kutaachia hapo na niseme familia ya mwenda zake alifanya yake. Nilikuwa rafiki yangu, nilikuwa nakuja hapa nikiwa an inspector kwa polisi, nilikuwa natembea tu hapa namtokea watu nakuja kuleta shida, sina kitu, namwambia mzee nimekuja kusalimia tu, sina neno. Kwa hivyo tuko pamoja, Mungu ape nguvu na tutaendelea kushirikiana kwa mambo yote. Asanteni sana. Thank you, Governor.
Asanti, tupigie yeye makofi mazuri. Bwana Muhoro, wakati wewe uliondoka, sasa angalia maneno inaenda namna gani. Sasa nimeona kuna bwana ule MCA wetu wa kule Oromoran, tafadhali Benways simama tu you wave, kwa sababu wakati naona kuna MCA wetu, wale MCA hawaja kuwa introduce, tafadhali simameni. I just introduce you. Kuna deputy speaker wetu Mheshimiwa Theuri wa Boy, tupigie makofi, ndiye MCA wetu wa kule Nanyuki Ward. Tuko na Catherine Kate Nyox kutoka MCA wetu anaitwa Catherine Kebwe kutoka Gobet, MCA wetu kutoka Gobet Ward, tupigie makofi. Asanti. Tuko na Bwana Kamara, Mheshimiwa nominated MCA kutoka kule Oromoran, tupigie makofi. Asanti. Na tuko na MCA wetu kutoka Oromoran Ward, Mheshimiwa Benways Kaloiro, asanti. Na tuko na Caroline, Mheshimiwa Caroline kutoka yeye anasimamia Jubilee katika Laikipia County, tupigie makofi. Asanti. Na tuko na Nyox, Nyox ni kutoka kule Minor Estate, anaitwa Nyox, ni mheshimiwa wetu. Asanti. Na kwa hayo nikubalie sasa na heshima kubwa. Najua kwamba kuna lobby ya kwamba jaba yetu Aruriri Deputy President, kuna lobby ya kwamba wewe uongee baadaye, na naona kwamba uongee baada ya maombi, na tafadhali, kwa sababu hiyo ndio lobby hata ya wale wengi ati wangetaka kwanza tumalize na maombi and then kutoka na tumalize. Kwa hivyo na heshima kubwa sana watu wetu, tunaweza simama tukaribishe jaba itu ya Rurere the
Asante sana, tafadhali tuketi. Moderator wetu na kanisa, the family of the late Gigi Kariuki, watoto wake, the immediate family, extended family, viongozi wetu wote wakiongozwa na gavana, senator wetu na wale wote wamefika, watu wetu wa Rumuruti, watu wa Laikipia West, watu wa Laikipia, na wale wote ambaye wamefika hapa kwa heshima ya mama wetu. God is good and all the time. Gaidia ishara na mwadhani ya gosho. Asante sana, thank you. Moderator, thank you very much for this opportunity. Mimi nimekuja kuambia familia pole. Huyu mama Mwangi amelala hapa. Tumekuja kwa sababu tunamjua. Tumemtembelea siku mingi. Tumekula mkimo yake. Ametuadvise, ametuombea. Na tumekuja kuambia familia pole. It's only a month ago through the sun niliongea naye kwa simu. Nikitaka kujua vile yako, kaniambia mwili inamsumbua kidogo, na kaniambia naendelea kupata nafuu, na nikamwahidi ya kwamba nitaenda kumtembelea pale Nairobi. lakini ya Mungu ni hayo. Hata kabla sijapata nafasi ya kwenda kumtembelea, kijana wake akaniarifu ya kwamba Mungu amemchukua apumzike. Moderator, when I was a young officer here, nikiwa hapa Kinamba, nikiwa dio hapa Kinamba, nilikuja 1998 baada ya clashes ile ilikuwa Almoran. Mheshimiwa Jiji Kariuki akaomba serikali wanilete hapo ndio niweze kutuliza usalama, na hiyo former governor naongea Almoran, hiyo station mimi ndio niliset, na nilikuwa nakuja kwa hii boma kuona mzee Jiji Kariuki na kukuta mama Mwangi na kuongea na huyu mama. Alikuwa mkarimu sana. I am a beneficiary of her hospitality. Alitulisha vizuri, alituongelesha vizuri. Kwa hivyo watoto wa mama Mwangi, mzee aliondoka, mama ameondoka. Hii boma iko na jina kubwa sana. Jina ya Jiji Kariuki na huyu mama is synonymous with the county of Laikipia. The legacy ya Jiji Kariuki with the support of his wife, because hakuna kiongozi atafaulu kama hana backing ya bibi yake. Kwa hivyo yale yote Jiji alifanya ambaye inajulikana, huyu mama alichangia kiasi kikubwa. So mimi naomba watoto wa Jiji Kariuki na mama Mwangi, tafadhali stay united as a family. Mchunge jina ya hii boma. Musiwahi kupigana. Musiwasi kukosania heshima kwa sababu ya mali. Mali ambayo hao wazazi wamewachia nyinyi ni baraka yenu. Itakuwa makosa tukisikia muko na maneno, muko na kesi, mnaulizana maswali, tutaaibika sana. Kwa hivyo mimi naomba nyinyi watoto wa hii boma, you be united, love one another, support one another, and retain the legacy of Jiji Kariuki and his wife. Na mimi nauliza viongozi, tafadhali, kwa ile muda umepewa kuhudumia wananchi, fanya kitu ambayo naweza kumbuka naye. Jiji Kariuki will never be forgotten in this county. Kazi ya mashamba ya Laikipia West Company ambaye alifanya, many people here are beneficiaries ya huo mpango. Ukitembea barabara ya kutoka maili 7 kwenda Kinamba, hiyo barabara ilijengwa wakati ya Jiji. Ndio barabara haina pothole. Zile zimejengwa by other governments, imejaa mashimo. Ukienda Kinamba police station, ukuje hapa Lumuruti, these police stations were done by Jiji Kariuki. Mpaka yuko kiwanja ya ndege ambaye tunakuja kuanika ngano wakati tumevuna, si ndio? We remember Jiji Kariuki for what he did. Na mimi ndio nauliza hao viongozi wote wale tumepewa nafasi, fanyia wananchi kazi. Hapana fuata binadamu kama Mungu, unamwabudu kama ni Mwenyezi Mungu. Ufanyie wananchi kazi na kazi yako itakuja kukumbukwa. I am a very proud leader nikija Laikipia. As a district officer in charge ya hii area, nililegesha usalama na nikafanya kazi ambaye inajulikana. As deputy president, kazi yangu ya kwanza ilikuwa ni kuongeza NPR katika Laikipia County. And today the people of Laikipia are enjoying peace. Na itaendelea kuwa namna hiyo. Na msijali, mauruma mothe moro na magwekata. Moyo uga gutire bureta kagate. There is a God of a second chance. Tunapanga maneno yetu vizuri na iko sawa sawa. Msijali, mambo iko mzuri. But I want leaders also to listen to the people. Listen to the people. Hao watu ya Laikipia West, moderator, walipenda Jiji Kariuki sana. 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 Lakini siku moja akatoka laini yao 1992. Akawacha kufuata Kibaki, akafuata Moi, akazama. Na alipendwa sana. Aliporudi kwa wananchi wakamrudi. Saa hii Governor Nerito Muriithi, hao watu ya Laikipia ni wale kato leo katio You have not even done a quarter of what Gigi did. Lakini they punished him for not following where their heart is. Katiguo. Wacha tufuate wanai. These leaders know what they want to do. Degwa Muhoro, we are proud of you. As director of CID, your tenure never saw extrajudicial killing. You are our son and we are proud of you. We are proud of you because you are very professional. What we are seeing, moderator, if you allow me, because I'm here, I want to talk to our police officers across the country. You have seen what has happened. Wewe unafuata amri ya mkubwa. Unaenda, munapiga mtu, munaua. Mkubwa analindwa, wewe unakuwa sacrifice, unaenda kotini. DIG Lagat anakuwa protected by Senate, by National Assembly, by Ruto, by everybody. OCS na ni kabila yake, hako kwa bao. Constable anaitwa Mugwana, hako kwa bao. I want to tell our police officers, don't obey unlawful orders. Don't carry out illegal instructions. Sindio? Si hao polisi wananisikia? Si wananisikia? Mimi ni mzee. Na mimi nikuwa naibu wa William Ruto. Huyo jamaa kwa kuruka wewe ni one touch. So nyinyi, you police officers, hata kama wewe ni kabila ya William Ruto, si OCS ni kabila yake, amerukwa hajarukwa. I want to ask our police officers to follow 4 documents as they work. The Constitution of Kenya, 2010. The Penal Code, Chapter 6.3 of the laws of Kenya. The Criminal Procedure Code, CPC, Cap 7.5. And the Evidence Act, Cap 80. Those should be your guiding documents. Mkubwa akikwambia kwenda piga mtu, mwambie kuandikia karatasi. Si ndio? Kama hawa watu walitumiwa hapo Central Police Station, walikuwa wamemwambia DIG awaandikie kitu, saa hii hawangekuwa kotini. Sasa mkubwa ameruka, hawa wamerukwa, huyu polisi amewacha bibi yake na watoto wanahangaika. So nyinyi polisi mnanisikia? Very good. So, and I want to say finally nikimaliza. Adwa itomorekwa? Mwekwa? Mutikaramake? Ekedi inyuma kare jariara? Na inyuma mugitire mushie. Neguo? Nimukugitira mushie? Nimugo ikaria? Niye mureke ngangane na mundu ucio? Na inyuma ngangane na kujaniria ruri? Nimeweka guo. Nimeweka mti moyo. Mimi niseme chairman KRA, tafadhali. Wewe unasukuma tulipe kodi na tunakubali. Na tutalipa kodi. Lakini tunasikia baya, hii kodi tunalipa kuliko kujenga barabara na kuweka maji, inapatiwa mtu ya Soprano kuzunguka akihonga watu. It is wrong. Huyu Soprano anaenda na 100 million every week. Hii ni ile pesa Muriithi amechukua. Sasa wewe Muriithi, si uchukue pesa ijenge barabara, iweke maji. Hawa askari hawajalipwa allowance yao. Lakini kama wewe utachukua kodi, ikuwe diverted, ipatiwe Soprano, Mr. Yesa, yule anaitwa Mr. Moneybags, anasunguka na pesa na magunia akipatia wamama na vijana kuwadanganya. Is it fair? It is not fair, Bwana Muriithi. Na mimi I want you to be careful because huyu Ruto atakuharibia record yako. Because wewe utasukuma watu kulipa kodi. People are very bitter wakiona hiyo kodi ikiwa misused. But they will not remember the person who is misusing. They will remember yule anachukua. So hata wewe you insist. Teo Ruto usimuogope kuwa kama mimi. Usimuogope. Umwambie wewe Ruto wewe. Hapana chukua pesa kwa wananchi ya kujenga barabara na kufanya siasa na kusumbua wananchi. na kurehera atimia itu mboco na noe. Moderator, ukinikubalia tu niite hivi viongozi tuibe imonyo moja. Sisi ni watu ya wimbo, leta hiyo kitabu yangu. Ukagava nazo inelo iboromwe. Na watu ya Rumuruti, hawa officers akina Muhoro, hawa professionals, serikali ile mimi nakuja kuunda, hawa ndio watanisaidia kufanya kazi. Wale professionals ambaye walifanya kazi ambaye inaonekana. Moderator, tukubalie tu tuibe wimbo moja ndio muendelee. Namba 35, Jesu wewe unyedete. Neguo. Haya. Jesu wewe unyedete. Nikorea haliwe. Niliabara inene. Noe wangu honokia. Idabari meshaku. Na niko na rabirabi ya Ketu wa Ruguru, tumemtuma ng'ambo kwa mambo ya chama chetu cha DCP, ameniambia niseme pole. Ni muri ukagushera wa Monyoro? Mwokali.
Watu ita.
Atiri.
Nio ritwira.
Thengio muno. Ni mukugeithania? Ngai witu amurathime. Amwike wega. Murore magukumia. Amwararamirie mihaka. Amugitire kuma kwi ndwari. Mishianyuraga irathimo hiana mbura njega.
Makofi mazuri ya Deputy Governor, tuzumame aketi. Bwana apewe sifa. Sasa sababu tumemheshimu nyinyi waheshimiwa, nanyi mtuheshimu. Msiwache kanisa kabla hatujamaliza hii kazi. Ndiposa tukaondelea kwanza tuzungumze, mtuzungumzie basi tumalize na sisi. Na sasa ningetaka tusomewe ideolojia ya Mama Mwangi. Tutasomewa na secretary wetu wa Women's Guild, na iko na lugha moja tu ya Kiingereza, na hiyo ni mzuri, familia ya Mama Mwangi.
Bwana asifiwe. God is good and all the time. Kwa majina naitwa Florence Wangeshi Madhenge, nimeokoka, Yesu ni Bwana. Na niko hapa tusome ideolojia ya mwenda zake Miss Gladys Wairemo Kariuki, na tutasoma kwa lugha ya Kiingereza. We gather to honor the life of a revered matriarch who at the time of her passing on the morning of Sunday 1st June 2025 has led a distinguished life of over 80 years, marked by unwavering dedication, selfless service to her family, and a lasting impact on the community at large. Early life. Born on 14th October 1942 in Nyeri County, Gladys Wairemo Kariuki was the fifth child of the late Harrison Wakifoshi, Rienye, and Ella Modhoni Wakafoshi. Her siblings include Charity Gashoki Kibe, Irene Waheto, Lisa Wangoi Getahi, and the late Frederick Mufea, Janet Jerry, Rose Wagodhi, Joseph Gadhigira. She was brought up under the staunch Christian foundation and under her parents' firm and loving watch. Her early exposure to the tumultuous years of British colonial rule in Kenya laid a strong desire to ensure everyone deserved a decent life founded on good education. This desire led her to pursue a career in education. Despite the challenges of her upbringing, Mama Mwangi was fortunate to receive an education. At the age of about 6, she was enrolled at her home village school, Gagarathi Primary School in Nyeri County, and later proceeded to Nyamashaki Primary School in Nyeri Town. Her academic excellence led her to the prestigious intermediate level at the Catholic Church-sponsored St. Teresa Girls Schools in Mathari. There, she excelled in the Kenya African Primary Education, that is CAPE, and laid the foundation for her future career in teaching. Her academic journey was a beacon of hope in a society where educated women were scarce. She secured a job as a teacher at Idenguri Primary School, where she taught for some time. Her thirst for education led her fly from Kenya to Israel to pursue a course in community development. Freedom struggle. Her father, a well-respected and staunch PCEA elder, gave her a unique opportunity during the freedom struggle. By being educated, she was viewed as a safe person by the colonists, yet she fully identified with the African struggle for independence. She and her siblings were fortunate to receive an education and were held in high esteem by the community and the church. This instilled in her a profound sense of justice and a desire for a better future for her people. This early experience of hardship and resistance prepared her for the pivotal role she could later play in Kenya's post-independence landscape, demonstrating a strong commitment to community service and nation building. Family life. Her exposure led her to Nyandarua, that is Nyahururu town, the nerve center for African freedom struggle at the time. She secured a job at the KANU office, Laikipia branch. This is where she met the love of her life, the late Honorable Senator Dr. Gigi Kariuki, a dynamic young politician whom she married in 1961 under the Kikuyu customary marriage rights. In her own words, as she was once quoted in the media, she said of her husband, "We first met in Nyahururu town when he was the KANU party secretary, where I was also. We fell in love and never looked back. He was the best man for my children." They were blessed with the following children: Robert Mwangi and Jane Jambi, Patrick Madhenge and Caroline Mudhoni, Jimmy Waigwa and Irene Waithera, Jane Wangoi and Joseph Njogona, and Richard Mufea. Mama Mwangi and her husband were the first from their respective families to live in Nyahururu. So their small one-roomed house quickly became home to many. Relatives stayed for days, even weeks. She embarrassed them all with open arms, becoming a mother to many. Her home became a sanctuary of kindness, where everyone was welcomed with love and respect. Life in town was tough, as annually welled with little to go around. She turned to casual labor just to feed everyone under her roof. What began as a way to survive grew into something remarkable. That small act of love and resilience was the beginning of her journey to becoming one of Laikipia County's most respected farmers. Work. In 1973, after the birth of her youngest son, Richard Mofea, she took early retirement from teaching to concentrate on family and community work. Mama Gladys' stint at the KANU office and exposure to active politics honed her leadership skills. These attributes could have informed the then Minister for Local Government, Dr. J.G. Keano, to nominate her as councillor in the Nyahururu Town Council, even when she was still dabbling as a teacher. As a councillor, she ardently advocated for the interest of the Nyahururu resident. Her involvement in local governance showcased her dedication to community service and women empowerment. Mama Gladys Wairemo was a prolific community mobilizer who brought thousands of women around a common goal, making her a key figure in the liberation of women in Laikipia. In 1969, Mama Gladys Wairemo Kariuki and other eminent women revitalized the Maendeleo ya Wanawake organization, MYWO, where she was elected as the pioneer Laikipia branch chairperson. She has been a long-standing live member, serving with chair ladies Jane Keano, Wilkester Onsando, and Senator Zipporah Kitoni. She also served as a member of the National Executive under Professor Margaret Kamar. Mama Gladys Wairemo held many grassroots women hands and will be remembered for her economic empowerment of community through the Maendeleo movement. She cared deeply about women's empowerment. It was just a cause to her, it was a calling. She worked tirelessly to secure land for women, to bring them together, and to spark real change from the ground. Thanks to her leadership, the branch started so many projects that truly touched lives and strengthened the community. Her influence was felt far and wide, and it will be remembered for years to come. Passionate about the transformative power of passing on knowledge, she decided to resume her teaching career. She did so at the CCM Thompson Falls School, now Garenaro Primary, and later at the CCEA, Starhe Primary. She inspired many pupils, some of whom could grow to become notable figures in society. Her commitment to education was unwavering, as she viewed it as a vital tool for empowerment and change. Church and faith. Mama Gladys' unwavering faith was at the very heart of who she was, a devoted and deeply respected member of the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, PCEA. Her work with God shaped everything she did. Her dedication to the church was clear in the way she gave her time and energy to the Women's Guild, serving faithfully across congregations in Rumuruti, Nyahururu, and Nairobi. She didn't just attend, she led, she lifted others up, and she left a mark that will not be forgotten. Her love for the Lord was evident to all who met her. She was truly God-fearing, a prayer warrior in every sense, whether in quiet moments at home or in the company of others. Prayer was her constant. She believed in power of prayer, and she lived it every day. In honor of her lasting impact, the Nyahururu PCEA commemorated her contribution with a plaque bearing her name, a plaque she helped build and later unveiled herself in the church hall. It was a special and meaningful moment, one that captured just a glimpse of all she gave to the church and the community. Her faith, her service, and her strength continued to inspire everyone who had blessing of knowing her. Loving wife and mother. As young love blossomed between two kindred spirits, Mama Gladys and her husband found themselves not just building a life together, but also serving a cause greater than themselves, while working for the party that could eventually form Kenya's first African government. Their bond grew stronger, rooted shared ideas, deep respect, and unwavering love. Together, they were blessed with children, and they made it their mission to give them their education and opportunities that had been out of reach in their own youth. Their shared dream for a better Kenya became the foundation of a lifelong partnership. Her husband could go on to be elected as the first member of parliament for Laikipia, Nanyuki constituency, later serving as a cabinet minister across the Kenyatta, Moi, Kibaki, and Uhuru administration. But behind that public success was Mama Gladys. The quiet strength, the strutted counsel, the constant presence who made everything possible. She was the pillar not only in their home, but also in the wider community, in Laikipia West and across the country. She was more than a politician's wife. She was a mother figure to many. She jungled it all, motherhood, political life, supporting her husband, and raising a family, all while staying deeply connected to her community. In everything she did, she made sure her children had the best, especially when it came to education. She was determined that they could go further than she had, and she worked tirelessly to make that happen. A leadership legacy. Mama Gladys Wairemo's leadership was defined by humility, strength, and unwavering commitment to service. As her husband's political career flourished, she stood firmly by his side, a steadfast supporter and the embodiment of servant leadership. Though quiet in nature, she was a powerful force behind the scene, driving progress with grace, resilience, and determination. Despite her high social standing, she lived a life rooted in the values of ordinary countrywoman, modest, grounded, and always accessible. She engaged directly with community members, listening and encouraging and offering support wherever she could. These qualities earned her deep respect and admiration across Laikipia and beyond. A silent giant, her selflessness was the bedrock of many achievements, not just within her family, but in the wider community as Laikipia's matriarch. She championed development projects and used her influence to bring about meaningful change. Her efforts played a significant role in the country's growth and the well-being of its people. Together with her husband, they became beloved household names, shaping a lasting legacy of friendship, leadership, unity, and service. A legacy that continues to inspire all who knew her. Sundown. Mama Gladys Wairemo Kariuki's remarkable journey came to a peaceful close on Madaraka Day, June 1st, 2025, while receiving care at Nairobi Hospital, surrounded by her loving family. She had been blessed with good health throughout her life, and her passing followed a brief illness. She leaves behind a legacy that will not be forgotten, a life devoted to empowerment, unity, faith, and service. Her leadership reached far beyond politics and education. She was a driving force behind countless community initiatives, from church projects to women empowerment programs, always using her strength to uplift others. Her gift for bringing people together and mobilizing resources for the greater good left a lasting mark on Laikipia County and beyond. To her family, friends, and community, she was more than a leader. She was Mama Mwangi, a source of strength, comfort, and unconditional love. She will be remembered for the way she shaped the future of her community and for the deep love she poured into the lives of her extended family, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, friends, and all who were lucky enough to know her. Her life was a shining example of grace, resilience, and the quiet power of kindness. A true matriarch, she showed us what it means to lead with love, and that is how she will be remembered for generations to come. Her last entry to her journey in April 2025. For none of us lives to himself, and no one dies to himself, for we live to the Lord, and we die to the Lord. Therefore, whether we live or die, we are the Lord's. Romans 14, 7-9. Amen.
That was Mama Mwangi, and that is her eulogy. Tuko na watu wengi sana ambao walikuwa wameuliza kuiba, na kwa sababu ya wakati, pengine nitajaribu kidogo niwapatie kila grupu iibe one stanza, isipokuwa Gigi High School. Wako wapi hawa watoto? Wako wapi hawa watoto? Wako bali. Kabla hamja kuja, wacha tusome tributes. Lakini mjitayarishe, niko na tribute mbili tu, moja ya watoto na ingine ya grandchildren. Wale ambao wanasoma, tafadhali kujeni hapo ili tusome hizo tribute mbili za watoto ya kina Mwagi na Jimmy na Jane. Sijui ni nani anasoma, na najua nilipewa jina. Ile kweo yanyu Mwagi. Jimmy. Ariko mwanake ro kumithomaga. Alafu yule anasoma ya glad children awe akijitayarisha.
How is everyone doing? This tribute is written by Shosho's children. We are her grandchildren. So this is written by Uncle Robert here, Uncle Patrick, Uncle Jimmy, Auntie Jane, Uncle Richard, and Uncle Joe. So without further ado, I'll read on their behalf. Our mom shaped our lives, the world around her, with a steady, consistent love that never wavered. She was nurturing, strong, and deliberately, deeply generous. With her time, her energy, home, and most of all, her heart. Growing up in her household meant that my siblings and I learned in the meaning of service before we could even fully understand what that word meant. My siblings and I would be running around the house to see what we could do to help our guests feel catered for. Our home was never just for us. She opened our home to her own siblings, their children, their father's siblings, their children, their friends, cousins, and ultimately anyone in need. Sometimes even complete strangers. Her generosity and love was immeasurable, whether it was raising kids that were not hers by birth, or educating my cousins through primary school, high school, and finally university. She remained consistent. She never made anyone feel like they were other. If you entered her home, you became her child. And even still, never missed a beat with my siblings and I. She had such much love to give. Our mom was a teacher by profession and a disciplinary by nature. You couldn't get much past her. You don't grow up with a teacher as a mom and get away with anything. She corrected our posture, our attitudes, and somehow she saw and knew everything we were up to. She never spared the rod when it was needed, but also spared her love, also never spared her love. She did not raise just 5 children. She raised generations. Some of us owe her our education for our character and all of our hearts. She balanced her firmness with warmth and made our home. She feel like the safest place on earth. She loved immensely and laughed fully. If you ever had our mom laugh, you'd remember it for the rest of your life. It started high, sharp like surprise, and dipped low, and then rose again. The laugh that could fill a room, and it definitely filled our home. We can still hear your laugh, Mom, and it echoes deeply in our memories. Through my father, moved through the world of politics, navigating voices from every direction for decades. It was her voice he trusted the most. She was his quiet advisor, most grounded counsel. No matter how many opinions he received during his reign, it was Mom's final word that guided his decisions. Even with commitment to my father, she still managed to be everywhere at once, making us wonder how she did it all, holding space for my father, teaching, listening, advising, and occasionally correcting us with a look my siblings and I knew all too well. Whenever my mom was not around, for instance, when she went to Israel for a year, her absence was deeply felt. Though I was not born yet, I felt her absence through my siblings' story of her time away. It became clear she was the soul of our home. Her presence was love in motion. Our mom was also an incredible storyteller, using gestures. Her eyes light up with every word and punchline. Her voice changing as needed to fit the story she was telling, performed them. If you ever had my mother tell a story, you would know not just to hear the story, you lived it. She had a flair, and it could have been an actress, the way she brought out her stories to life. She was a character full of life and heart. Our mom was brave. For as long as I can remember, she had always been brave. If she had shouting or any sort of commotion outside and sensed something wasn't right, she would wait. She wouldn't wait. She would be the first one out of the door, showing up, ready to help. She was fearless when it came to protecting and serving others. Her courage lived in action, not just words. She lived with grace and deeply committed to God, to the church. Her faith was something she wore. Her faith was not something she wore when convenient. It was something she lived through service, through community, through discipline, with dignity. And somehow, she always knew when to leave the room, when to stay. Even in death, she left gently. Just as those she loved stepped out of the hospital, almost as if to say, I won't let you carry that moment. And she left on the birthday of the man she shared her life with, of the counsel she did. Of course she did. Loyalty was engraved into her spirit. She left quietly, peacefully, like a curtain drawing closed on a life fully lived. And now, my siblings and I find ourselves reaching for words that do not exist. Because how do you describe the shape of a void left by a woman who was the light in every room? We feel her absence in the spaces she once filled so effortlessly. And now, learning what it means to live in a world without her. She has a space we can't fill. She has left a space we can't fill. We miss her more than words could ever say. And though we feel her absence, we know that her love was loud. She taught us to carry her light forward, how to serve. We know what to live by, and now understand how far she really has stretched herself for those she loved. Thank you, Mom. We miss you. You were our light, and we will keep following it and continue to instill your ways in our children. We love you so much. Thank you.
Asante sana kwa kujikaza kiume. Ile ingine na who is leading the other tribute for the is it grandchildren? Yes. Wale wanakuu alikuwa akiita mama Mwangi ushu. The grandchildren.
Habari zenu?
Mzuri.
Naitwa Gitahi wa Mwangi na nitasoma tribute kwa niaba ya wajukuu wa Shosho. Unaona tuko wengi na hii ndio wajukuu ambayo Shosho ameacha. Mtanisamehe kwa sababu nitaisoma kwa Kizungu. Wale ambao hawaelewi poleni, mtatafsiriwa na wale wako karibu na nyinyi. To us, she was not just Shosho, but a whole experience, a presence. She loved us loudly, and it was difficult to put into words how deeply we felt Shosho's love. She was gentle and firm, soft-spoken and commanding. From the time we were little kids, one thing was clear. She was a no-nonsense kind of person. She disciplined us when necessary, but also loved us fully. She managed to balance both without having to choose. She didn't just act like a grandmother, but she treated us like her own kids. Even at a very young age, she would expect us to know better. Even in the way she corrected us, we never doubted her love for us. She made you want to do the right thing, not out of fear, but because you did not want to disappoint her. You always knew she was paying attention, not in a strict, scary way, but in a soft, quiet way that let us know she cared a lot for us. She guided us with the same standard she had for our parents, making sure we learned how to carry ourselves with good manners, respect, and pride. She didn't miss a thing. One day we were chasing chickens around the compound, and one of us accidentally stepped on it and killed one of Shosho's chickens. Then two of us decided to run to Shosho and report the crime, mostly because we did not want her to think we were involved. Shosho was not having it. After hearing the story, she did not wait another moment. That day she brought out her ruler and taught the culprits as well as those who failed to report the crime a quick, sharp, painful lesson. She never stayed angry. An hour later, it was as though nothing had happened, but a lesson had definitely been learned. She did not punish us out of anger, but out of love and respect. And the most important lesson that day was the value she placed on life, even on the small ones. Holidays at Rumuruti were magic. We would wake up early and Shosho would be already outside ready to take us on her walks to see the cows, chickens, and goats. We would watch her walk with a long stick ready, and we would all try to find sticks of our own during the walk, pretending we were just like her, grounded and in control. Of course, we were just playing. She raised animals with care and patience, and in turn we learned how to care for them too, watching them grow, nurturing them, feeding them, and finally, she would make sure we ate the finest mbuzis and the finest chicken. Shosho was also funny, without even trying. If we wanted to go out, for instance, to the movies, she would ask, "Okay, sit there and show me how you'll behave at the movies." It was hilarious to have to sit and pretend to watch a movie, a full practice run. Looking back, she wanted to make sure we always carried ourselves well and with the utmost dignity and respect. And then whenever we were in a different room, she needed us, she would start calling one of us very softly. For example, "Wairemo, Wairemo." Then without warning, she'd shout, "Wairemo!" It was not anger, but projection. She wanted to make sure we had heard. And when we did, that shout was part of her magic, loud, clear, and projected, and unforgettable. And we knew we'd better get downstairs, quick to attend whatever she needed, and often what she needed was something small, maybe even to bring her glasses. but she called you like you are the only person she needed in that moment. It was hilarious, and we still laugh about it till today. That voice we'll never forget. It lives in each one of us. If there was one thing Shosho never played about, was food. You had to eat. Saying you are full was almost an act of betrayal. Her face would drop quietly, heartbroken, but she never gave up. And even if you had just eaten somewhere else, she would say, "Eat again. You know mukimo is very good for you." And as you expect, we would have to eat again, not by force, but by love. Shosho also made each of us feel like the most important person in the world. She complimented us all the time. For the girls, she'd say, "Beautiful," and for the boys, she'd say, "Handsome." And just how she said it confidently, projected voice, we knew she meant it. She wanted us to walk with our heads held high and feel good about ourselves. She reminded us that she loved us. Every meeting, every goodbye, every phone call ended with her saying she loved us so deeply and wanted us to know. She would shout it from the mountaintops if she had to. She was confident in everything she said to us. Shosho also had deep values and reminded us constantly to stay close to God and work hard in school. She never stopped showing up for each of us. As we grew older and started going away for school, she pressed something small into our hands and called it banana money. She wanted us to know she saw us and wanted to make sure we were okay, especially when we were out of her sight. She did not want us to lack, not even for snacks. Shosho was also brave and fearless and protected us with her life. A core memory we have of Shosho's bravery was when Kenya faced a time of unrest and all our dads needed to be away from us. It was she who stepped in, took us and our moms upstairs, and we were all in full panic. She was calm, unshaken, and stood guard. Literally gun by her side, heart wide open and ready. We also real bravery that night. That was Shosho, ready to lay herself on the line for those she loved. She was constant, solid, and the kind of Shosho you knew would always be there, arms open. She made us feel unconditionally loved, beautiful, and protected. She really was our biggest cheerleader. She had space for us all. She prayed for us, disciplined us, fed us, and most of all, loved each and every one of us consistently and deeply. That was our grandmother. Shosho was the kind of person who didn't seem like she would ever leave us. She was always there. She loved us even before we came into this world, journaling about our births, preparing to love each of us long before we knew. Shosho suddenly leaving us shocked every single one of us, and words cannot even begin to describe the painful loss we feel. Her presence was solid and safe. Her memory is imprinted in each of us forever, and our experience in this world going forward will not be the same without Shosho. But because we were so blessed to experience her fully, we know that even in her physical absence, she is still here with us. We have no choice but to continue to choose to carry her in the way we speak, the way we serve without questions, the way we laugh loudly, and the way we love. She shaped us quietly, gently, and completely. She lives in our hearts, and we will miss her deeply. Rest well, Shosho. We miss you already, and we know you will never leave us. Thank you.
And that was their Shosho. Thank you very much. Sasa mnajua Shosho hao walikuwa nani? Iko mambo mawili ambao tulisahau. Moja ni kusema ya kwamba the washrooms are up over there. Ziko huko mbele ya tent, lakini ziko ingine hapo ambao zinaweza kutumiwa na hapo wako mbele na wazimwa. There are washrooms behind this tent. Na zile zingine ziko huko, so please naomba radhi kwa vile tulisahau kumwambia. Nimeambiwa iko watu wawili ambao hari andu eri tutagiaga kwira marugame mageithanie abata muno. Umwetagwo mutumia wa JM Kariuki ndi hari ari, uri ungi nake ni mutumia wa kihika Alice murata wakwa, nake ndi hari ari, ni marugame acieri. Can these two ladies stand up? Oh, niwe oyu. Unegerwo maiki wiri andu haru nigetha makuigue. Ni manegerwo maiki mere andu muriega. Just that. Tugia hetia. Alice wake hekane agikane genia nyona. Ni salamu tu. Kale kile kwaria ndu munengere gaka. Kararia.
Ni kararia. Katiraria. Halo. Ni kararia. Oh. Ni ndona ni ona ndiwe nguga atia tondu no na kuiyuritwo guku nginya thana kundu guothe ni wira uria turutiirwo ni thithe wa Mwangi na nyina wa Mwangi kinona ndingihota ingiuga atia no ni ndauga Ngai amurathime muno 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 tondu andu atuturite nao na matuonetie gwikaga wira wa andu othe tutegutiga tuga ati ni kabira gani twaragia ithuothe tukenete muno na riu ri tigane we hinda riri ria gikinya na giakinya tuti undu tungiuga no tutigira Ngai maitia kuoguo ri ni ndamugeithia inyuothe thiini wa Mwathani muriho ni twakena muno ni inyui na riu kindu kimwe ingihenda kumwira ati tuonage ciana ici cia nyina na ithe wa Kariuki tondu ni aturutire wira munene muno mari na athuri aigu oguo ratuona tuhana turutite pio tondu ni matuonirie na ni twendire na ni twendete andu oguo matwendete onao kuoguo ri Ngai amurathime muno na tungatiri a maundu mothe Ngai witu amurathime na ni twakena muno muno inyuothe na mundu agukwa ige muthie akinya mucie oige ni twageithio ni ithui na maithia haha ni
twakena ucio ngina kiauyo kaundu
kwa batau sawa
ucio ni wa JM
murega inyuothe ngeithia iguo kitago nyabura JM nyina Mwangi twaciarirwo rimwe nake mai mathare mataneti thibitari ya Nyeri agiciara nyina Mwangi nake mai mathake njiara tutuye nake miaka yothe turacema na Nyeri utukaja maundu maitu mana kuria gicagi takamwe ni ngumwira hari mundu ade maithikiri gicagi gwitu mundu twa na maithikiri ni twehoya maithikiri mundu twari ciene rimwe twaheagwo ringi tutiheagwo tukeheo ni mundu etago gatiba atuhe ringi kuo nake nyina Mwangi agitwarithie maithikiri akirutindika agitindika tutoe kurugama gakinya buriki ingatire kinya haria twaguire riu twagwa ona ndatundie ni mwahendingwo kamutina ringwa ke maithikiri ake gitutiga ni maundu maingi muno twikite nake tondu ciana icire haha utito iraga ciarirwo ciana icire haha ona cio ni irakwo uguo
ni iriuka gukorora ucirange uhoro ucio
ni mariukaga kundora reke nginyie hau
Mheshimiwa Gavana, niliambiwa ati ulisahau kutambua staff wako executive, lakini ni kuambia tu wasimame wasiseme.
Asanti. Ingekuwa vibaya sana ningekosa kuwatambua kwa sababu wale tunafanya kazi na wao, kwa sababu wakati kama huu tupo hapa, sisi ni watumishi kila wakati. Kwa wale tunafanya kazi na wao wote wasimame. Chief officers, masisi wote wasimame. Wote, huyu anaitwa Gume, ndiye chief officer wetu wa finance, Daniel King'ori Gume. Huyu naye anaitwa, wale hawana machamba, huyu ndiye anaitwa Mwangi wa Gicuki, niwe chief officer wa migunda, kwa wale matenda migunda kuma Nairobi no mawe mugunda kuma hau. Na huyu anaitwa Waziri Purity Kedi Gitoga, ndiye waziri wetu wa administration. Asante Kedi. Bwana Mwaura Bernard, huyu ndiye yule kijana niliashiwa na wakati wa kwanza, niliambiwa na mama Mwangi, wewe gavana chuga hii kijana. Sasa yeye ndiye MD wetu wa maji yetu ya Nyahururu na anafanya kazi nzuri. Asante MD. Na tuko na Macharia wa Gakiri, ndiye chairman wetu wa County Public Service Board, mundu tali wira mutheni akwandikwo wira ni chairman witu. Asante mwathani amurathime na mwikere. Asante.
Thank you very much Governor. Sasa watoto wa jiji mko wapi? Kujeni na wimbo moja. Hata hamtasalimu, mtaibia hapa ama mnakuja hapa mbele? Aya, do it quickly if you are coming forward. Mfanye kama vijana. Mnaonekana mmekula ugali sana huko jiji. Mutaiba stenza 1.5 na mwalimu ukigwa guo tondu mathani mathire muno ndathura mainuke oguo. Harakisheni tafadhali. These are our children from Gigi High School.
Nimevipiga vita vilivyo vizuri. Nimevipiga vita vilivyo vizuri. Mwendo nimeumaliza, imani nimeilinda. Mwendo nimeumaliza, imani nimeilinda. Mwendo nimeumaliza, imani nimelinda. Mwendo nimeumaliza, imani nimelinda. Baada ya hayo nimewekewa taji, taji ya ahadi. Nimevipiga vita vilivyo vizuri. Nimevipiga vita vilivyo vizuri. Mwendo nimeumaliza, imani nimelinda. Mwendo nimeumaliza, imani nimelinda. Mwendo nimeumaliza, imani nimelinda. Mwendo nimeumaliza, imani nimelinda. Sasa namimiliwa na wakati wangu wa kufariki kwangu na umefika. Nimevipiga vita vilivyo vizuri. Nimevipiga vita vilivyo vizuri. Mwendo nimeumaliza, imani nimelinda. Mwendo nimeumaliza, imani nimelinda. Mwendo nimeumaliza, imani nimelinda. Mwendo nimeumaliza, imani nimelinda.
A good clap for them. Asanteni sana. Asanteni sana. Wale wengine ambao walikuwa wamesema anataka kuiba ni wakulino, hawa wataiba nusu wimbo, sababu ukiwaambia wapige drama wataiba sana. Mweku ando agithomo mwiha hawa wakulino walikuwa marafiki wa hapa kwa jiji. Tulikuwa tukikutana nao hapo kwa jiji, tunakula kabusi na hata tukajenga hekalu na hawa. Wanakumbuka hivyo.